Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore.
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here.
It just has to be said, that was not a convincing line.
Fucking bug.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want? Yeah? What? Anything else you want, Cobb? The Coppernado is back. What do you want? Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to We know Ruby was the driver. We know that's your affiliation with her. Detective, you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gang.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from...
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is... How dare you? Go fuck yourself. You sure do love long walks through Theory Town, don't you? Well, I'm thirsty now. Thirsty for beer. Got any less theoretical questions?
He doesn't let it show, but must be a little impressed. You've put a lot of things together. He's practically saying yes. A yes to everything you said.
Yeah, by friends. You
wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fuck yeah.
A well-oiled murder machine.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men? We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army.
Yeah. What are they now, huh? Send back to...
These people are trained military professionals, special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. Don't forget, we're listening in on their communications. Their shit is way apart. What do you mean, okay? No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. Oh, you know, Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just...
That's brutal, man. But you know.
No, stop. He's already mortified.
That's,
In the name of God, what are you doing?
Yeah, I get that, and it's cool, but... Yeah, I get it. These are...
He's not lying. He liked it.
Yes, and I also thank you for stopping. We have a murder investigation to return.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
Whoa. What else? Silent communion. That's good. Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
Did you? Or did you learn it in school? More importantly, who can prove if you did? Go with it. You deserve some acclaim.
No matter. It's a fine stanza. You're not so bad at. They're more often in the fists than rhymes, see.
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small. The lieutenant looks at you.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember... Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. In short, art is the highest form of human communication. Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes. Disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts. Only the most experimental kind. Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop. Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the print. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you gonna bury it? Who to invite? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just...
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do.
You like the Capri funeral idea?
I'll just keep the Cordeleche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty.
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Oh, Jetty, oh, Jetty. It's good to see you here, detectives.
What brings you here, Matt?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard.
Fortunately for you, Matt.
All right. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
She could easily just... Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in Sealindian, Isla. I'm guessing you don't know then. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism.
This story she will tell only before she leaves, Ma.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with.
Our tenant, the policeman. Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town. And
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a...
would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon. There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't you call Abigail? Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you...
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make... You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Abigail? Abigail, where? Don't you fucking call her! Hear me? Don't call Abigail. Hey, Tequila!
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the,
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you're good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has...
I like this guy! You should too! He respects you by calling you your true name!
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty-gritty of reality. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from...
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity. Idiot doom spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
It definitely is. Oh, do I?
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want...
Tequila. Tequila sunset. Something ominous there.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm, and by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7.
Oh, yes, you do, Bratushka! The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things! Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice. We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholi, how they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping.
It's more like you were cramping.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Yeah, you said that you'd really behaved unreasonably and failed to uphold your responsibilities as a representative of the coalition. You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you inflicted on it. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid." It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum. It depends, really. Are you...
You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. Booze! Did you already forget our party? The thing I relate... So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good...
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
We are saving... Please! Please don't... Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with... And so now, it's a pirate's life for me. Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, son.
You too, Tequila.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy? So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits, I...
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be... It's our end game! Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax! The mystery! The virginal sigh! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it!
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. You know, it's funny, actually. What?
Keep him talking.
This guy.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits.
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast!
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a chap, those arseholes. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all. The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead fingers. It's like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost.
Snakes or into
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it. £3 and it's yours.
That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Ratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just Just wait for my sign. Keep it with you. Keep it warm. Keep it safe. Soon we will enter.
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one.
Hi, by amphetamine I mean speed. Good, my man. Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat. You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I got everyone on my hook.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people. In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing...
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still call. This feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? Do you have any news about Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country. To hell with the police.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like weight. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Dripping water falls from a high place. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it.
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Trond Heidelstam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the...
Nice to meet you.
Yes, hypertext, young carp, and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have... No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most...
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. Wow. Get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very build. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask a...
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Tape computers. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer they were a big wheel, lighting up the...
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year...
A short-lived legislative...
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention. Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy used...
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum? He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center. Like it's the most... What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to... In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary... But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, It pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fire. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience. But those, who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain in... But of course, what else? Sure, what's on your mind? But of course, what else? No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day.
So you haven't seen...
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just...
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. Actual art degree. Trite, contrived, mediocre, milquetoast, amateurish, infantile, cliché and gonorrhea-ridden peon to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of. Lip-wristed, premature, ill-informed attempt at. Talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on its streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it. into a shape.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
A poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that sigh. You should still take it. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself. Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck. Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. As you hold it in your hands, it makes up there is no why. The smell. It's awful and familiar. Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. It is death. It must be. The lieutenant has already brought... There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black...
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoke. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. It's no older than a day or two. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3,
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. A .75 liter Tallulah vodka.
Tear all around us.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the blackness of death. Stench. You think
he ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Oh, he was just about to head home. That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just the laziest.
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Well, at least you're not married.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martin. Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory, but I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple...
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe...
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough risk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question. From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better. Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest. No need to rush.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Measure. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 00502.
We should first decide what to do with the body, before taking any other actions. Let's take another look at...
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way. It does seem rather irrelevant to our...
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense these forces of future have chosen to pick something that reminds you of you. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building...
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
Can you hear the pulsing bass underneath the wind? A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here.
There's something on the sea ice there. As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine, you really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. 2. Are you sure you're correct there? There was a helmet too. It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties for the day you have to fight someone covered in this. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. wooden doors, more than twice. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height to stand. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. Looks like today was a gold star day. Nothing happens, only the...
I don't think that's going... Do you think our suspect is hiding inside?
The lieutenant nods. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
Huh? So should you. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law. Your eyes are fixed on her as everything gets very still. Dangerous. She looks down. Pretend. Make her meet. The kid isn't arrogant. She's just afraid to look you in the eye. You already put her in her place.
You're right. I shouldn't have sworn. I'm sorry. Okay. No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast. A cell. Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning.
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Actually just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. Okay. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that'll sound. The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. I don't really know what I'm doing.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
It's okay.
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure. Yeah, Andre and the guys,
And why is that?
they got too much stuff crammed in there. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's part that stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really.
It's probably amphetamine. It makes you feel impervious to the elements, but doesn't actually make you any less cold.
I got my recordings to do. I feel better outside. Go ahead. It's supposed to become like a club for Nordic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the... Except that, yeah. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also,
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black-tinted nothingness or something finer?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to... Hey, you two are cops. Okay, well... Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange things going on in that church. They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? No. Not really.
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
Yeah, you know. That's what I meant. Noid did. Noid put the padlock on the door. Yeah, I guess you could say that. To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya. Go ahead. Well, it's just questioning, right?
Fast and clean, a good one. Can't quite say it's a lie, but it feels like one. She's better at lying than she'd like everyone to know.
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revershaw experience they get east. Rich people. Rich people are east of the river. Aren't they? I thought they were as vachalaire as any of us, just way richer. Maybe you're right. Most of them do speak free, the usual. I had a shitty run of, you know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place.
Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge.
Is this a rhetorical question? My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on. All right. Okay, bye.
The pain of Eternite has barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pain falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least...
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm
actually not, he thinks. I just disliked...
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep...
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music, as though we are supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelicals.
Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Here comes the night!
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The young man with...
This is hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibbity, skibbadane.
Your cop training did not prepare you for...
Back to the heavyweight jam! Hardcore! Hardcore! Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural Gutvaldian accent. Or maybe it's not Gutvaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from. Judging by his name, could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck?
The Y to the E to the A to the A to the A to the... Yeah! We're close. True, hard, full, core. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very...
Hardcore! Ah!
Is it though?
One mind, one spirit, there's no other world. We're close. True, hard, full, it's hardcore. Skibbity.
Your cop training.
We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent. All core, all right, yeah.
He furrows his brow.
Hard.
The question is, what is the question? But there was a question? We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore is internally coherent. All core, all right.
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore. The question is, what is the question? But there was no question. We're close. True, hard, full, core. It's hardcore. Skibberdees.
You're caught training.
We're close. True, hard, full, core, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night. We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yakokata, the place to be. Yakokata is a hard...
An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth. Intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
Yes. Yes. What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack.
Then we're definitely doing it. The scruffy-haired little boy kicked.
Hello, mister. Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like
Kids.
Bye!
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's... Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Tequila sunset. Can't really remember seeing any.
You really?
Tequila.
The legend! He's back! And first... Don't call, Abigail! Don't call...
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motorcap. Do something important? Something murderous? This is a Caprice Canema. The Caprice motor with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox. The Canema is able to... The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems, and due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
You want to take a closer look? 130.
I reckon that's a 7. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18GU engine.
Yeah, you know it? Yes, that's right. I'm very impressed that you know these things. Yes, an extraordinary machine.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first. You want to help? Thank you for the offer. That might be fun.
He liked the idea. You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Classier. It was nice and Ruby said. Anything struck you a bit off about this mishmash? Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Cop habit. This isn't case related, you think? Hard to say. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. And then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. What? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard.